Your move, Cam.
Don't leave me with many options. I think that's gonna do it, Giuseppe. That's game.
Hello and welcome to the Season 7 finale of Cooking Corner with me, Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. Today for you, we're serving up a crowd pleaser to round out the season. We're making bacon jalapeno Parmesan bites. The ingredients are gonna shock you, but we're gonna need bacon, Parmesan, jalapenos, and pepper. In terms of hardware, you're gonna need the following. You're gonna need some tongs and a pan to cook your bacon. You're gonna need a cheese grater to grate your cheese. You're gonna need a measuring cup and a sharp knife and a cutting board. You're also gonna need some parchment paper. And for the season finale, we're introducing a new kitchen implement, the toaster oven. Step number 1, as always, folks, is going to be wash your jams. That's right, your jams. Everyone knows all preserves, jams, and the like are inherently dirty and need to be cleaned routinely lest they build up bacteria. So, go ahead, turn your water on, stick your jam underneath, get it nice and moist. Once your jam is nice and lubricated, squirt some soap on there. 2 squirts is my preference. Rub that soap all around on your jam. Make sure to get on the lid, underneath, get the sides, get under the label. Turn the water back on and stick the jam back underneath. And pretty soon, you'll have jams that sparkle like the stars. Moving on to step number 2. And step number 2 is going to be cook your bacon. So, you're going to need 5 pieces of bacon, a pan to cook them in, and some tongs. Make sure they work first. Alright, now turn the heat on. And add 5 pieces of bacon into your pan and cook them till they're crispy. Once your bacon is starting to look nice and crispy, you can transfer it on to a plate that has a paper towel on it to drain off some of that excess grease. Now on to step number 3. And step number 3 is going to be cut up your jalapeno. Now, while the grease drains off your bacon, this is the perfect opportunity to cut up your jalapeno. What you're going to do first, actually I have no idea how to cut a jalapeno. Should I look it up? Now, for cutting up your jalapeno, I recommend using a serrated knife. It works the best. But if you don't have one, a regular sharp knife will also work. Now, what you're going to do is cut off the stem part of the jalapeno, like so. Keep going until there are little gaps between the center of the jalapeno and the edge. This is what we're looking for. Now, take your knife and stick it into one of those holes and kind of wiggle it around in that hole until you can dislodge the center of the jalapeno from the outsides. Once you've dislodged it, use the knife and twist it to pull the middle away from the outsides of the jalapeno. Then, using the knife as a pry bar, see if you can dislodge the center of the jalapeno without breaking it. Now, if you're having trouble with this, it might be easier to cut off the other end of the jalapeno as well, and then stick the knife all the way through the jalapeno and twist it around in there. Once you've taken out the core of the jalapeno and you've got a hollow shell, take it and tap it out on the cutting board to get the rest of the seeds out. Now that you've removed both ends, the middle and the seeds, it's time to cut up the shell. Sorry, that was the wrong word. It's time to cut up what's left into little rings. So, put the jalapeno down, hold it firmly, and cut very thin rings out of the jalapeno. You're looking to get pieces like this. Now that your jalapeno is all cut up into nice little rings, I recommend you wash your hands again very thoroughly to protect your sensitive areas like your eyes, nose, and mouth. Moving on to step number 4. And step number 4 is going to be shred your cheese. Now, I'm using a big old cheese grater and a block of Parmesan, so just peel the Parmesan open and get to grating. Press the Parmesan against the grater and go up and down on it. Keep going like this until you have at least 1.5 cups of Parmesan shredded. Now, I recommend using freshly shredded Parmesan. I tested a bunch of different kinds and the freshly shredded one worked the best, but you can also use pre-shredded Parmesan. It also works fairly well. Going along on to step number 5. And step number 5 is going to be assemble your bites. Now, the first part of assembling your bites is preheating your toaster oven to 375 degrees. While that heats up, let's get to assembling our bites. Now, what you're going to want to do first is get yourself a piece of parchment paper that is roughly the same size and shape as your tray. Now, you can use tin foil and you can even just use like foil with cooking spray on it, but having tested all the methods, parchment paper works the best. So, what you're going to need to do is take a tablespoon and spoon 1 tablespoon of Parmesan onto your tray. Once you've done that, sprinkle a little bit of bacon bits on top. Finally, you're going to take a jalapeno piece and put it right in the middle. Now just use your spoon and press that down. Then you can seal the deal by adding just a pinch more cheese to the top of the jalapeno. Now do that until your tray has filled up. Make sure to leave a little room in between each of your bites so that they can have room to expand. Now that you've filled up your tray, just grind a pinch of pepper over each of your bites and stick them in the oven for 8 minutes. Time to go in. Now, time out 8 minutes and then take them out. So, it's been 7.5 minutes and these bad boys are sizzling. So, let's take them out of the oven so they can cool on the counter. You can take them off the tray, and once the parchment paper is cool enough, you can just lift them up and peel them off. Time for the final step, which is going to be plating. So, it's pretty easy to plate. Once you peel them off the parchment paper, just stick them on a plate. I've overlapped mine so it makes this nice pattern. And you're done. Time for a taste test. That is delicious! That concludes this week's episode and this season of Cooking Corner with me, Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. I hope you had fun this season. I certainly know I did. If you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. If you like this video in particular, leave a like on it. If there's something you want to see on the show, leave it in the comments and I'll try to make it for you. We'll be back in the summer with more Cooking Corner, but until then, bye-bye now.